strike to the nose. Let me help one of you guys. Come here. Help me out. Okay. I'm going to use my little finger. I'm not going to pick your nose. What's your name?
Case.
Okay, oh, yeah. In case I do pick your nose, I think I should know your name. Okay. Little finger, right there. All right. Try to walk through my finger and touch my hand. What's the deal? He's trying too, as you can see, okay? I'm not going to come out to a big guy with a little finger and go, oh, don't make me use this. But stop and think about it. This is called the infraorbital. It's a really major nerve center, okay? And just take a push on that. You know, you can make yourself cry if you want to. But if you can stop somebody with your finger like that, and I've done this with big professional football players doing demonstrations for their teams, so it works. They make my finger crack sometimes, but it works. Well, if that hurts, that's going to do something, don't you think? What happens when you hit the nose? Thanks. What happens when you hit the nose?
Tears.
It hurts, right? Eyes water like crazy most of the time. And most of the time you get a nosebleed, a broken nose, whatever. I've had my nose broken 18 times that I can prove. The 18th one was by the doctor said I could breathe right. I got my pretty nose. Anyway, go easy on this one. Yeah. I don't care what people want to say. You hear it, well, if you do that, kill kind of nose, you run that nose bone up in the brain, kill him. You hear that before? The chances of you running that nose bone up into the brain and killing somebody is extremely slim. I guess you could do it. So what's going to happen when you smack somebody there? Their eyes are going to water, blood's going to rush to the head. They're going to be consumed with pain. And they're shutting down for long enough that you can react by either getting away, which is probably the best thing to do, in women's self-defense situations, or follow up very effectively. And that's kind of what I want to do tonight or today, more than anything, is just show how simple that is. I got somebody that's threatening me, I'm like, hey, please leave me alone. I smack him here. At this point, I'm going to run, or I can follow up. Oh man, let me count the ways I can follow up effectively. Okay, with a hammer fist, or grab him. He's going, oh, my nose. Grab him and drive that knee to the groin. We've probably all been kicked in the groin before, but a lot of times when you're sparring, you're kind of expecting it, so it doesn't hurt as bad. But can you imagine just, you're not thinking about getting kicked in the groin at all, and somebody just drives it in there, especially with their shin, and you crash into that pelvic bone, they're going to shut down, okay? So it's a very, very effective self-defense, and just comes from here. Martial artists, we know how to use straight lines and throw straight punches instead of going, I'm going to do this. We throw from the hip and throw straight lines, and that's good. But on the street, I don't want to take any chances. I don't want to run into the fastest bad guy in the world. So I have my hands here, and again, whoever witnesses this, if I have to go to court, I didn't want to fight. I wouldn't cause them problems. You know, like this, and I'm closer to hit the target I want to strike. And it's very simple. And again, strike here, you come back for the second time, go for the eyeballs. You go, I couldn't do that. Yeah, you could. What was he going to do to you? Especially in a women's self-defense type of situation. What was this guy going to do to you? So you have a right to make his eyes hurt for a while. And there's a good possibility to get an eyeball to the other, you know, it's all legal. Okay? I strike there, I can strike to the throat. Solar plexus, all kinds of things. It's very simple. What I like about the karate is you kind of have your tools that you can pick the type of damage you want to inflict on somebody. You say can, your basic karate punch, just your first tune-up, it's a very penetrating punch. And a lot of times the way we hurt somebody is determined basically by physics. Okay? There's no loss or gain of energy in the universe. And just how I transfer energy to my target. And some of you will want to strike with their whole fist and want to hit like that, but all that energy is spread out. So it's going to take more power to hurt somebody. If I use that same amount of power and I put it down in 2 square inches as opposed to 16, and I go and I say I go in at 60 miles an hour and I pull it back out at 60 miles an hour, there's basically no recoil. So most of almost 99% of my energy been transferred down in the 2 square inches. Does that make sense? That's where you get that type of internal damage people talk about, like, well, he's ruptured his spleen or his kidney with that punch. But that's because you're using penetration. And that's what I like about the martial arts, you can kind of pick the type of damage you want to inflict on somebody because just of the techniques, and those are penetrating techniques. Your Seiken is one of them, your Hurricane is one. When you do a back fist, you don't use the back of your fist. The front face your first two knuckles, at least the way we do it. And again, I go in and out fast. I don't go, oh, like they do in the movie. Oh. Okay? It's in and out quick. And again, you'll see something hit. If you do it right, it's like they got hit you, but it won't be like the movies where they go, fly across the room and they come back. You strike somebody properly, it'll hardly move. But then when you put your hand back there, you go, oh, I left a hole there. And that's the way to fight effectively. Okay. Again, that's why I had to clean my stuff up with these guys peeing in my building because I was leaving marks. So I went to using just handprints instead of just a hole in the skull. You have your shoot though, the infamous karate chop. Okay. How do you all do a shoot though? Knife hand. What part of your hand do you strike with? Do you use the whole edge of your hand? We try to even narrow it down. We use a little, it's called a pisiform bone. It's actually a bone that moves on the hand, but when you lock your hand in this wrist, this position, it's very stationary and it's very small. Take that little bone opposed to this, use that little bone, it's much more of a penetrating object. So if I go in and out fast, again, this is a strike that develops great penetration. When you strike the neck, either side, this is like your main power lines to the brain to the body. So your brain's got to talk to your body. How does it do it? Through the neck. And especially the side of the neck. You've got all your major nerves. And this is how you shut people off. If you want to knock somebody out, hit them in the side of the neck with a sharp object, like a shoe-toe, a wrench hand. Again, use the wrench hand, we're talking about that little bone. And again, when I do a wrench hand, I don't go, leave it there like they do in the movies. I want to go in and out quickly. And then you get maximum penetration. But sometimes you want to get shocked. You want to affect a larger area. That's when we have our shocking strikes, like a T2, your hammer hooks. It's going to spread it out a little more, not going to do so much internal damage. Again, the groin, you don't need a lot of penetration with a groin shot. Your hijis, the elbows, great strikes. Again, women's self-defense. Ladies who learn how to use your elbows, those are vicious weapons. I mean, you ever been hit with one, you hit somebody with a side elbow, shatter the jaw, come back this way, they're bent over, come down from the spine and kidney. In a situation where I get grabbed around the arms, like a bear hug type of thing. One thing about rear grabs, period, one of the things I teach all my students is this. It's kind of a strange thing, but what we do is this. We use our butt as a weapon. I want to kill his leverage as soon as I can. What I do is I just jam my butt back, and it's going to off balance him for a second, okay? I've got contact with him at this point. Now I can realize, oh, self, I'm in trouble. I'm being mugged by somebody I don't like. Okay, at this point, I scoop my hips in, drive a shoe toe into the groin. If I need another one, stomp on that foot, stomp down the shin, reverse headbutt, drop, elbow. But once you hit somebody in the groin with a good shoe toe, or you stomp on a foot and distract their attention to hurt them there, then you catch them with that shoe toe, that's going to hurt. They're not in as strong a grip, then you can drop down through that hole. It's kind of tough to squeeze you when you're squeezing banana out of the peel. That's kind of what I'm doing. I'm dropping down low. So he has to close his arms quicker to catch me. It gives me time to fire with my elbows from here back to the head. Marker strangle type of thing. This one of the nastier situations. You got to get your air first. You can't be striking on somebody until you get your air. But again, what I do, I get that air, reach up and just pull down as hard as I can, try to get my chin if I can. I fire with my butt, break that leverage. At this point, I always step toward the arm, and I keep my butt on him. So as I do that, I'm stepping in, I drop this arm, and notice where my hijis, my elbow's coming from, down here. I'm not going, oh, elbow, karate. Down here, I didn't want him to see it. And I use my body to guide in. So I've got my leg anchored on his knee. He can't kind of away. He's pulling me, but he's pulling against his knee. And I drive those elbows in, hammer fist to the groin, they usually let go. Okay? And once they break their grip and they're thinking about their groin, you turn your arm onward, break their elbows backwards, come out and get fancy with wrist locks. But again, at that point, once I get him to break his grip, I'm down the road. I'm not going to stay there and get caught.